I don't know, but it's almost time to party. It's exciting. It doesn't take a lot for me to get excited.
Sometimes it's the little things, Trish.
It's always the little things. You gotta take joy. So Janice is my, Janice may get distracted. She has accepted the responsibility.
Do we need a stick?
She's carrying, no, she's over there doing all stuff, but she's carrying the box.
All right.
What time is the, come. 7 in my phone, wait. 7. Oh, yeah.
I love this. Is this your idea?
Yeah, what aspect?
Having this.
Oh, yeah. I've done it the past couple months. Try to get as much info on there as I can.
That's awesome. You probably need to turn in for reimbursement for supplies, paper and stuff.
Well, I'm using up some paper we got that's a weird length that we got super cheap. I think Jeremy got it at an auction, and then I just happened to get ink for my printer at the Ben's place recently for $2.
Okay.
Right now I'm fine.
Okay.
Well, I'm leaving at 7.
I'll show you the best video. She's 6 months. I get to watch her Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I get to spend a lot of time. And she just started sitting up. So now all of a sudden she's happy. She's not been happy because sitting up makes her happy. And then she's going to hang around, and then it's going to be off. Then it's going to be over off to the races. They took her, you know, Rupert, the mini donkey, on the farm. You have to listen. Who's trying to see it? You got to listen to Nathan's sound effects. Watch this. Is that not his skill? Is that not his skill? Is that bad?
the dog.
We got two great games, 4 in about her.
They're paying attention.
I was showing everybody that, and I didn't, without the sound on. So I didn't realize Nathan was singing the cat track. And she's holding his reins like she's really doing. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Life changer for us.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like all of a sudden I'm stuck here. We weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I gotta miss out the house. I gotta watch it. I gotta go gallivanting down the world when I got this job. Here's by for the facts. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do it. She wants to make sure she hasn't had the chance to do it. She's had it for years. And she, between her and Nathan's 3 years, she can just do it 3 days a week. Welcome, welcome everyone. Let's party. I had to do it one time. Hopefully the regular one works. Testing, testing. 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 There we go. All right. This one's a lot more fun, isn't it? Isn't that more fun? It is. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for coming out through the lakes and the ponds of our roads. I always start off this way because I think it's important for us to understand why we do this, why we're here. We're basically here to gather together and build community. We welcome everybody from different perspectives, different backgrounds. We value everybody, and we believe everybody's contribution is important. And believe me, everybody's contribution is important. So thank you, especially for coming out on a night like tonight. We appreciate it. Do we have any first-timers here? Or are we all old hands at this? We have a first-timer here. Woo! All right. Very good. Welcome. Welcome. We're really actually pretty easy to get along. We won't embarrass you anymore. I'm going to run through this agenda real quick, and it'll change a couple of times as we go through. But we're going to talk about our action items coming up. We have events from our events team, a back-to-school event. One of our key focuses is going to be our election efforts and voter education. The survey responses from the candidates that the election team, the voter education sent out, we have the responses back and where you can find those. We have a big postcard effort. We also have an educational segment. We always like to try to learn something when we're here. So we're going to be talking a little bit about AI. And Marley, one of our young folks, is going to give us some education about that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about something we don't talk about very much, but we have an opportunity for donations to be matched and be doubled by Indivisible. So we can't let that opportunity go away. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So our next event that's coming up is one of our teams back there, is a back-to-school bash, and we're going to have pancakes and give out school supplies at Good Shepherd Episcopal, the Pink Church, on August 15th at 10 o'clock. If anybody would like to come and help, we really don't know how many people will come, and so anybody that can come to help out, we may need a lot of help. We may just be able to eat pancakes and enjoy the morning and have a little brunch ourselves. Don't know. We have no way of knowing. So if you would like to donate to that, and you didn't bring anything tonight, but you still would like to give either money or school supplies, I think the best person to see for that would be Kelly, right there. She and Joy have worked really, really hard on this, and I think it's going to be great. It's a really good neighborhood to have it in, and we hope we have a good turnout. Again, that's August 15th, 10 o'clock. We moved it up because that's Parkersburg Homecoming, and the parade starts at noon. So instead of having lunch, we're having brunch. And here's some of the things that we were looking for. We have looks like a big pile of donations has rolled in. Thank you all very much for doing that. But we sure could use some volunteers, especially if we end up with 50 children there. It's kind of a frightening thought. It's good. It's a good thought, but we have an event that's being organized on August 28th. It's a commemorative march on Washington. And Indivisible isn't organizing it, but I thought you ought to be aware of it. We get a lot of information about a lot of events, and I don't pass them all along, but I think this is one that if you were interested in this, it's a big one. And so it's on the 28th, and they're organizing buses. And so if you're interested in going to DC to march, we can help you. If you'd like to go, we'll help you try to coordinate that with the buses that are going. We're not going to organize a bus, much as we'd like to, but if you're interested in going, let us know.
Does everybody know upcoming events are on this flyer?
That's a good point. Where's your microphone, Janice? Microphone runner?
Yeah.
You've lost it already. She's the microphone runner, and she's lost the microphone already.
Trish, you might want to repeat what she said so other people could hear it.
Janice is pointing out that we have a flyer with all of our events listed on it. It's also on our Facebook page, and we also have a really nice calendar on our website. So if you're interested in what we have upcoming, and we keep adding to it. Bessie,
I forgot my school supplies.
the runner isn't here.
I forgot my school supplies tonight. Is there somewhere else we can take them? Yes.
That's an excellent question. Up in Marietta would be the closest place for you, Betsy, at Wit and Whimsy. Okay. Is there some place in Parkersburg we could take them?
I believe there's a box at the Good Shepherd Church.
There is a box at Good Shepherd. They're open from 9 till 3 on Monday through Thursday. So if you want to drop something off there at Good Shepherd, the Pink Church at 903 Charles, you can do that. Or you can call. Oh, there you go. Now she's got it. Is it on? Let's do a test. Let's do it.
Testing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to read through all the survey responses, but I will show you, hopefully, we're going to click on the link, Brad, and I'll show you where they are. And hopefully the link works. We did not have a chance to do a link check. Okay, and thanks to Joy, she does a wonderful job of keeping our website up, and she put the candidate surveys on here. And so the ones we've received so far, we have West Virginia candidates and Ohio candidates, and then we also have a link to Ballotpedia for more information. So we have Ace, Casey, Chris Jones, Dan, Dennis Rumpel, Marley, and so those responses are on here. You can read them, and it'll be part of our voter education effort, and we'll be linking to them from now all the way through Election Day, so we can keep them in front of people when they're trying to decide who to vote for. One of the things that we've been talking about, we are not allowed, there's a lot of rules about what we can and can't do when it comes to candidates and elections. And one of those, we can't coordinate with candidates and we can't make donations, that kind of thing. What we can do, though, is make people aware and educate people about the candidates and opportunities to volunteer. And so what we did, we talked about last night at a meeting we had is creating a hub of information for people that want to volunteer, either canvassing, phone banking, writing postcards, that kind of thing. And so that we can have a hub created by a person that all the candidates can post their activities on, so we can all know where they're meeting to go canvass or where they're going to have signs out, to give out, that kind of thing. And we have a volunteer that's going to do that personally. And so watch for that. And we're going to be putting that together. And any candidates that are here tonight, see me after. Not that we're coordinating, we are not, but it's information. We're all about voter education. So you'll know, volunteers will know where they can volunteer. Because one thing, even though we can't provide financial resources, we can provide volunteer resources by folks being able to personally pick what candidate they want to help, as long as we can communicate to them. Give them hell, Brian. Okay.
Let me talk.
It's going to hurt you, isn't it? He's going to the city council meeting. Okay, we can back out of that now. So this is on our website, and you just go up to the top, and it's under candidate surveys. Thank you. The other thing you can do to help your candidates is follow them on social media, wherever their social media is, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Follow their socials and try to drive traffic by liking what they post, making comments, that kind of thing. The more traffic that drives social media, the more it gets seen. And so when you get on there and on a candidate's social media, you can really help them by driving the algorithms. So that's one easy thing everybody can do. So it's just, I wanted to give you a reminder about that.
Like and comment, right?
Yeah, like, comment, put an emoji, any kind of interaction
At the,
adds up, and it ends up with a broader audience. Okay. Now we started last month. I didn't get to be there, but painting rocks. How many of you painted a rock? Look at all those rocks. Oh, that's awesome. How many of you took a picture of where you put your rock and posted it with an indivisible MOV hashtag? There's one. How many of you put your rock
our
someplace?
tech person.
How many of you put your rock someplace yet? You haven't put it anywhere. Did you turn them all in that night?
Yeah.
So these are your rocks right here? Oh my gosh. Here's your rocks. Did you?
Yeah, we had a voter registration drive, and sometimes some of the people took.
Oh, look at that. Democracy rocks. Nice. Very good. So what we will encourage you to do tonight, if you want to, is take your rock or somebody else's rock and put it someplace, take a picture, and post it. And put the hashtag indivisible MOV on there, so that'll help in our socials. Is that the only thing they need to do from our tech people? They post it on their feed and put hashtag indivisible MOV. That's all you need to do. That's what they say. I haven't done it. I don't know. That's all you have to do.
Kelly has something to say here.
Oh, we have more information.
Yeah, just to clarify a little bit, the idea behind the rocks originally was that you were supposed to give them back to us, and we were going to give them away during our registration drives. And we had multiple of them, but a couple of them we had some extreme weather we had to deal with, so the turnout was very small. And so that's why we still have a bunch of rocks, because when we were going to give them out, it just didn't work out very well. So
take a rock.
yeah, you're welcome to take them back and then
Because
leave
we're
them out
hauling
somewhere.
around rocks, so it would be really good if everybody would take a rock. But don't just take it. Go ahead and follow through. Put it someplace cool and take a picture.
I have a question.
Uh-oh, runner. Where's the runner? I like to make her work. The reason we're trying to do this, not only do we want everybody to hear, we want the people online to be able to hear as well. And I'm not sitting on my stool, am I?
No, I
I'm
gotta chase
supposed to
you.
be sitting on my stool.
Well, I thought that we were going to place them all like downtown, here in Parkersburg and in Marietta. So that,
Like in an organized fashion?
like along the street somewhere.
Well, you
Where?
could put one somewhere
So everybody would put them so that-
together.
yeah, along the streets.
Hmm.
So people walking
Could see them?
yeah, they would get more recognition.
I don't know. We could do that.
I mean, that
I
was,
mean, this is the big voter place right here. This is
Yeah.
where they start doing all the early voting right in here. And they have a brew fest next weekend. So
I
there'll be
mean,
a
they
lot of
could-
traffic down here. A lot
yeah,
of
we
people
could
down
put
here.
them in like the planters.
In the planters or whatever.
Things
Oh.
like that. up
See, you don't
and
even
down the
have to
street.
take it home. You can do it right out here.
Yeah,
There you go.
okay.
There you go. Thank you for that suggestion. Anybody else? All right, postcards. Would you like to talk about the postcards? Who wants to talk about them? Lori? There's the runner. Good job, Janice.
We've done these before, so most of you are familiar with them. They already have the address on them, and we will put the stamps on them. So all we need for you to do is write the message on, please, and then leave them here. We'll pick them up. And I have there's an option for messages. The information that came with these postcards says that the first message is the most effective, the second message is a little less effective, and the third is less than that. They're all effective messages, so you're fine if you want to choose any of them. Any of them is fine. But I'm just letting you know that's what the data showed, that they have sent out almost like 100,000 postcards, I think. It's a lot. And it actually shows, the information does show that they are effective, along with like phone calls. You know, people don't think that phone calls to voters really make a difference, but they do. So I will put the messages, or we'll hand these messages out, and we'll hand out some postcards. Okay, if you don't mind helping us with that.
Does anybody need a pen? We have plenty of extra pens.
If
These are
anyone
going
needs
to
a pen.
Texas. They go to swing states, so these are going to Democrats in Texas.
Democrats in Texas. While we're doing that, it was suggested it would be a really good time for everybody to check their voter registration. How many of you have checked your voter registration in the last, 6 months? Everybody in here? Because what we're finding is that a lot of people don't realize that they are no longer on the voter rolls, because there's a lot of requirements to stay on those voter rolls, and they get purged. And people assume because they registered to vote 5 years ago and didn't vote in the last election that they're still registered, and they're not registered. And since we don't have same day registration, when they go to vote, they can't vote. So we're trying to encourage everybody to check their registration, which is easy to do on the West Virginia Secretary of State page. We do have a really good, we're lucky, we have a good Secretary of State page for you to check out voter information. We're lucky. And so you can go in and put your name, or if you know somebody that should check, encourage them to check.
The same in Ohio, the secretaries.
Yes, you can do the same thing in Ohio.
Another good idea, when you check it on your phone, do a screenshot.
Ooh, I like that, a screenshot.
You'll have the metadata about what
When?
day, what time you did it.
In case it
Like, if
disappears.
you do, yeah, and so like if you do a series of them, and like once a month, you'll have documentation for so many months that you were registered.
You were registered. That's a really good idea. If you're going to the trouble to get in there, you might as well go ahead and do a screenshot of that.
Can you put the slide up with the messages?
I don't think I have it. I had the postcard, but I didn't have the messages.
I just have a comment. I just got a new voter's registration card.
Did you?
From the county clerk, because they have redone the polling stations.
Yes.
I didn't ask for it, I just got it.
Did it come in the mail?
It did.
Did it?
With
So-
the new card, right?
So everybody needs to check and see, because they change your polling.
They did change a lot of the polling places
Right.
in Parkersburg.
Like they said, I was registered at the library in the past, and now they've moved me to Madison, but I wasn't at the library, I was at Vandy. So,
Yeah, right. And Vandy's no more.
Right, so I don't know, but
Interesting, because I'm
Yeah.
going to the high school now.
yeah, everybody needs to check.
Yeah,
and
you
see
need to
they
check
need
where you're
go.
supposed to go.
See if you got a new card, because you're supposed to get a new one.
Really? A whole new card?
Yeah,
Really?
a new card that tells where you.
A voter registration card?
Yeah.
Well, you have to sign those, right? Huh? Oh.
And it tells you your precinct.
The reason why
so many locations have changed is because they consolidated precincts because they did not have enough poll workers. It's very important. Poll workers are critical to maintaining our democracy. If you can work at the polls on election day, please do it.
Can they see you, Kim, if they're interested? Yeah, you can see Kim if you're interested, and she can tell you what you have to do if you're interested in being a poll worker. It is vitally important.
And you get $200.
It's a long day, but you do get paid pretty well.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people, you know. I'm hearing music. Amanda? Maybe we're having music, I don't know. Okay. Marley, you're up. Can you click on her, link to her? I don't know if it goes, it doesn't look like it's live. But you have it, very good. How many of you are worried about AI? Well, we thought we'd have a little education about it and how to avoid it if you want to avoid it. So what better, a young person to explain this?
Marley, go on this side.
So the other day I saw Kim had left a comment about learning, under some post about learning how to resist or disable AI in as many ways as possible. And someone else had mentioned that there had been libraries across the state that were doing workshops sort of to help people learn how to avoid AI in their lives on their personal devices as much as possible. So I, as somebody who has tried to do that personally for myself for a while, offered to put some information together based on what I've learned, just to share some of the ways that we can avoid it. It's not entirely avoidable unless we all go throw our phones away and live off the grid, which isn't feasible for everybody. So here's some things that we can do in the meantime to avoid it in as many ways as possible. So AI is used just kind of like a general term these days, but most of the time when you hear people complaining about AI, it's going to be generative AI, which is just basically a predictive model that predicts, like whenever you have a predictive text on your phone, whenever it recommends you another, like the next word of your sentence, generative AI is basically that, but times 100. It's more data collected, so it's able to come up with its own sentences. Large language models are a form of generative AI that's going to be like ChatGPT. These are basically models that are trained on massive amounts of data that's pulled from mostly the internet. So websites, Reddit, social media, and a lot of times when they run out of those, they'll start pulling copyrighted works from authors, from artists, for like the image generators. So basically it is just a collection of human text, and that is what makes it sound human-like, which I just wanted to mention that because there's a lot of talk about how AI is inevitable and it's going to cure cancer and all of this, which would be great, but there's no evidence that that's the case right now. A lot of these are just based off of human work, and humans do have to do a lot of work to get them functional. After the data is pulled, there are data specialists that look through all of the data and the prompts to remove stuff. So a lot of what artificial intelligence is just stolen human work, which is one of the issues. But so the large language models, the biggest ones right now are ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Claude, and Meta AI, but there are others. So I think it's important to touch on some of the reasons that AI is harmful. Most people already know that it's bad for the environment because of the data centers, but I did want to put it up there in case you didn't. Data centers have always been around, but the scale that they're being introduced right now is in part due to AI, and data centers are bad for our water consumption. They consume a lot of water, they consume a lot of energy, and because they consume a lot of energy, a lot of the energy is being added through fossil fuels. Like right now, the West Virginia Public Service Commission is currently considering a case from Mon Power and Potomac Edison for a $2.4 billion gas plant that is being built exclusively to power data centers that they expect to be built in around 5 years. None of these data centers have signed any contract with the companies, so they are including in that proposal a surcharge that would be added to residential customers' bills, and it would continue and it would increase over the 5-year construction period. So a lot of the risk involved with the possibility that these data centers might not be built at all is being put onto just regular existing customers of Mon Power and Potomac Edison, because these data centers won't start paying anything towards the construction until they've signed a contract with them, which at this time has not happened. You might hear a lot about how data centers that use recycled water to cool their systems are less harmful, and when it comes to water consumption, they are less harmful. They still evaporate a lot of water, but the trade-off there is that they also use a lot more energy. So less water, but higher utility prices than they already would have cost. AI is also really bad for our brains. I think that's also another one that people are usually aware of, but there's a lot of research that shows that it is a really harmful way of cognitive offsetting. So a lot of people use it to automate tasks, and when you aren't using your brain as much, it reduces your critical thinking skills, which is mostly concerning because of the way that it's being implemented in schools right now. And they are also biased and discriminatory because a lot of the data that is used to train them comes from social media and sites like Reddit, just from regular people having conversations. And obviously people are extremely biased, so that bias is built into the AI systems. And also the bias from whoever is making those systems can be added into there as well. And generative AI has a really bad issue with what they like to call hallucinations, which is just when it gives you incorrect information very confidently and as if it were a fact. And this is very common because these models are trained to always provide an answer, even if they've never interacted with any data that has to do with that topic. So instead of saying, I don't know the answer, it'll try to come up with something based off of statistics, and it's wrong a lot. One of the newer ChatGPT models, the testing done on it showed that it was providing incorrect information around 40% of the time, whether that be something completely untrue or the links to the resources that it got that information from were wrong. It's wrong a lot. And it's also very harmful for artists and authors because it steals a lot of their work, and then a lot of people, instead of using graphic designers or buying art, they're using ChatGPT instead. So these companies are stealing their work and then making money off of work that they made, and at the same time, the people who are being stolen from are put out of work because of that. Okay. So some more specific examples. Education is a big concern when it comes to AI. Just this week, the West Virginia Department of Education announced that they were doing training for middle schools on a new AI framework that they would be implementing this year. And that's concerning because of what I had mentioned earlier about AI being incorrect, AI being bad for our brains and our critical thinking skills, and also the bias that AI has built into it. So our kids are being potentially educated with these models that are not efficient at teaching them anything. There's a lot of AI that is not in our control that we can't really do anything about directly. For example, there are a lot of like public service systems that use AI models to determine eligibility. So for example, right now, West Virginia's governor is considering going through and investigating the people that receive school clothing vouchers. And it's possible and probably likely that that will be done using an AI model to go through, so it's faster, to go through all of the recipients and find people that aren't qualified. However, these systems are very unreliable in determining which people are qualified and which people aren't. And because of the bias, a lot of times they will exclude people from those if they don't fit into the specific bias that they have. And a good example, over a decade ago, Michigan spent a lot of money to develop an automated fraud detection system intended to identify benefit fraud, like the school voucher program. And it accused over 60,000 residents of fraud, and it was afterwards revealed that 70% of those determinations were incorrect. So when these systems are used for these kinds of services, a lot of people that need those services and do qualify don't get them. And also within the workforce right now, this is really big right now for Amazon. There's a lot of surveillance systems being put in place in particular workplaces that is used to surveil the employees of a location. Sometimes it's used to prevent employees from unionizing. Sometimes it is used to sidestep worker protections, and it is also used for what they call algorithmic wages, which is basically, it's similar to what they're doing in grocery stores right now, where they are implementing the electronic price meters, and they'll change those based on the people that are in the area and how much they think they will spend on certain products in the store. And with the algorithmic pricing, it means that a lot of people that have the same qualifications and the same experience at the same exact employer are being paid different amounts based on demographics and statistics that the AI model has programmed into it. And there's a lot of tools right now being used in HR, on LinkedIn especially, that basically the entire hiring process for a company or a business is given to an AI model. And there's actually more than one lawsuit right now. I know one of them's with the ACLU, where people were disqualified from the job position simply because they were not basically a white male. A lot of these AI programs have been tested and proven to cater and prioritize white males that identify somewhere in their bios as Christian or conservative. So what can we do? I have passed out some information and handouts If you didn't get one, I think we ran out of a couple, but hopefully somebody will let you take a picture of theirs. First, the easiest one is not using chatbots, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok. These ones are the large language models that I talked about earlier. And, oops, one sec. Okay. Yeah, just don't download the app. Don't use them. That one's easy. The next is changing your search engine. A lot of times, especially with Google, when you look something up, the first thing that pops up is going to be the AI overview. Those are wrong a lot. I mean, very consistently, the information that you find on them is wrong. I just had a moment yesterday where it told me something that I knew wasn't true, but people just skim through those without actually looking at the data or the other websites underneath of it. And it leads to a lot of people believing stuff that's not true, because some people also will use any large language model or the Google summary to look up information about political candidates even. And a lot of times the information that they receive is wrong. So if you are using the AI overview on Google, it's probably best to go and do your own research anyways, so you might as well just not use it at all. DuckDuckGo is one of the search engines that does not use AI. They have an AI option, but they also have one that is completely wiped of any AI overviews and AI generated images. That's the one that I use currently. I think it's the most recommended because they do also have very good privacy protections. And then also, I would recommend changing your browser, especially if you're using Google Chrome, because those also have AI features, and also Google is always going to be collecting your data to use to train their AI models. My recommendation and what I have been using is a browser called Vivaldi. They are a small employee-owned Norwegian tech company, and they're very open about being anti-big tech AI and promoting privacy. They have a built-in ad and tracker blocker and a built-in VPN that protects your data and your privacy. And on the handout, I have some information on how you can install both of those. Then if you go to any other apps that you use, there's a lot of them that you can turn off the AI features. Some of them you can't. Facebook, there's not really any way to turn off the Meta AI on Facebook or on Instagram, but a lot of other ones you can. And like I put on there too, if you have an iPhone, you can go into your settings and you can turn off the Apple Intelligence. You can turn off the Gemini features on an Android. There's a lot of different apps that use AI features. So if you go into the settings, you can usually find any AI features that it has if you're able to turn them off. And I have there was another handout that I gave that kind of gives you a hint as to if something is AI, because they usually will use words like assistant or intelligent, like Apple Intelligence. Supporting artists and authors, support local artists when you can, and avoid engaging with AI-generated art. If you are someone that has a hard time with making your own flyers or graphic designs, I would be happy to help you or walk you through how I make mine. And then most importantly, voting is probably the best thing that we can do to fix this, because a lot of this stuff is only going to be able to be really fixed with regulations, and specifically regulations at the state level. There's a lot of states that have already begun implementing protections for consumers and additional worker protections regarding AI, because when it first came around, there weren't any. And I mean, especially with the copyrighted materials, like from books and people's artwork, there are people now trying to get more protections in place specifically regarding AI to protect those authors and artists and give them a way to legally push back whenever these companies use their copyrighted materials without their permission. Yes, I think that's all that I have. If you haven't gotten one of the handouts that I have and you would like to take a picture of one, you can see me after the meeting and I'll let you take a picture of mine. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one.
Yes.
I think you can turn off the AI in Google, I think.
So
I don't know if you want to trust that.
I don't, but
But I do believe that there's a setting that you can, so you don't see the AI summary at the top, I think.
yes, most of the time. If you are using Google and you don't want to switch, you can, whenever you type in a search, if you put -AI afterwards, it is supposed to get rid of the AI overview, but a lot of people say that it's not consistent. It doesn't always do that. And there are other AI features there that you can turn off. But if you really want to keep Google, there are some ways that you can kind of limit it. I think there is a setting that you can turn off, and then also doing the -AI after your searches to kind of limit the amount of times that summary shows up. But it is still collecting your data. So
Yeah. I
But
think,
yeah,
I think the assumption anything that you type online is
Yes.
getting hoovered up into an AI
Yep.
somewhere. That's the scary part, I think.
What if we type A1? Will that work?
You crack me up, Janice.
All right, I have a question. Trish, hand me the mic. All right, I'm noticing a lot on Amazon, more AI created books and stuff.
yes. Oh, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I said in the post in my presentation here to read more books, but be very careful about ordering books from resources or suppliers that you don't really know a lot about, and especially Amazon, because there have been a lot more copyrighted AI generated books that are being sold. And I just the other day saw a post where someone had bought a book. It was like a tourism book about some place they were traveling to, but included in one of the pages was like an AI prompt that they had forgotten to erase from the book. So newer books, especially like books made in 2025 or 2026, just be careful. Make sure you're looking at who the author is and that they are actually a real person.
And coloring books.
Yes.
Lots of online coloring books are AI now.
I don't know how many of you all use Fitbit. Know what it is? Okay. Google bought Fitbit several years ago, and they've now moved to an AI model. They are sucking up all your health data and using it to teach their system how to, well, they're using it for various things, but I'm going to be moving from Fitbit. I've been with them for like 12 years to another smart device because I'm not willing for Google to have my health data and use that to profit off of. So I don't know about Apple Watch or any of the other smart health devices, but I know Google is making a real push to, suck up your data and use it for their benefit.
I'm gonna give you an hour. Thank you so much. If you'll remember, we were way ahead of the curve when we had a educational segment in a meeting, I don't know, probably 8-9 months ago, where Marley told us about the flock cameras and showed us the DFLOC map. I would recommend to get on the DFLOC map and see how many there are now compared to that night. Because that night, I think there were, 4? And there's a lot more now. I don't know, does anybody have a count of how many there are today? But there's a lot. So I get on there on the dflock.com and see the map. You can see it's all over the country, so you can zoom in on Parkersburg or Marietta, and you can see where they all are now.
And the cops that weren't supposed to use them have been accessing them.
Well, there are more and more unfortunate uses for that information, sadly. And we asked, there was a question asked at Parkersburg City Council at the next to the last meeting about the flock cameras, and they all looked like, deer in the headlights, looked like they didn't know what we were talking about. I don't know who put them up around here. I don't know. I did see somebody posted a bid that was put out for flock cameras, but I don't know. Curious minds want to know. There's a lot of them.
One last thing.
Okay.
Okay, they have been, some of the AI companies are buying up rare books that are out of print.
Yeah, this is so sad.
Slicing the spine off of them and then feeding them into their system. So they're not just ripping off living artists, they are ripping off dead artists and destroying our heritage. There's no way to know how many of copies still exist of some of these rare books that they are absolutely destroying. They're feeding them in the system and then burning.
Fahrenheit 451,
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Okay. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to even think about, but we like to bring new information that you may not know or haven't heard about. And so thank you very much, Marley, for educating us about that.
Don't forget Mitch.
Oh. We have a little activity. When we get done here in a few minutes and you go back and get snacks or you're milling about the room, we have an opportunity for you to find Mitch.
Where's Mitch?
Where is Mitch? So, if in fact you find Mitch, you will claim a prize of.
Tell them what they get.
You get
A bag.
a wonderful indivisible MOV tote bag. So,
Or a sign. If you already
or a
have a bag
sign.
and you'd like to have a sign.
Whether you'd rather have a sign. The tote bags are really nice. I love mine. So if
Third is a cup of water.
so now and then the artist's rendering of Mitch is impressive. I just got to say
It is not AI.
it is not not an AI rendering. So look for Mitch when you get a minute, and you can get a prize. So yell out bingo, but yell out Mitch. We have some upcoming events we want to make sure you're aware of. The Wood County Democratic Executive Committee is meeting tomorrow night, August 6th at 6:30. They have several events, opportunities for us to meet candidates. They actually have a spaghetti dinner fundraiser, which is the biggest one, at Vienna Community Building on Friday, August 14th. And you can go. I recommend you make a reservation so they'll know you're coming, so they can make sure they have enough spaghetti. So the candidates will be there and have a chance to meet them. They also have these other events scheduled at Southwood Park on the 27th, Williamstown in Tomlinson Park on the September 10th, and then one at the City Park Large Shelter on October 11th. The Washington County Dems meet August 17th at the Dem headquarters. Yes.
I just wanted to mention that it's a suggested donation of $10.
$10 for the spaghetti?
Dinner.
Oh, that's a bargain.
And you may buy tickets at the door, cash, or you go on to
Actor, you can go and buy them on ActBlue.
Yeah.
If you, yeah,
The
that's
link's
good.
on the flyer.
Oh, the link to this is on the flyer. Thank you, Amanda. Very good. She's thinking ahead. Yes, Betsy.
What's happening at Washington County DIM headquarters on the 7th?
I think that's just a regular meeting. That's just a regular meeting. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm just going to throw this out here because we're kind of excited about it. We helped with bring the Constitution to Marietta, and with the Living Democracy folks with Betsy, and it was a wonderful day. We had 500 people sign, and it actually ended up going to DC on July 4th. It was massive. It was huge. I don't know if you saw any of the pictures we posted. It was really cool. That all the people from here, all those signatures ended up going for July 4th. It was a very moving day. We have another opportunity through that organization. We have been trying to get plugged into the Ahia Indivisible Network. And because when we registered as Parkersburg, we've had a struggle with that. So we've been able to, they are actually putting together a network of people to put together democracy block parties. And we just got plugged into that the last couple of days, and they're based out of Cleveland, and it's all the Indivisibles in Ahia. So watch for more about that. We're very excited that our election team and our events committee can work on that, and so hopefully we'll at least have one, if not two, block parties in September. The other thing I just became aware of before the meeting. Eric wanted to be here tonight, but he couldn't be here. They're actually having a community town hall Thursday, August 13th from 6 to 8 about the People's Cartage warehouse fire. There's a resource, a reputable resource that has analyzed all the data from the EPA and all the data, and is going to be answering questions about what everybody was breathing during that. So if you're interested, it's at 328 2nd Street from 6 to 8. So it'll be a town hall for people to get their questions answered by somebody that can answer their questions. The other exciting thing is August is a match month for Indivisible MOV donations. So anything that gets donated to us in the month of August is matched up to $500, right, Sue Ellen? If you donate through Act Blue. So that the limit is a $500 individual donation, or the match is $500 altogether. 500 total. So if we can get a bunch of donations that add up to $500, they will match that and double it. So you might want to think about that as you're figuring out where you can spend some money and make it go further, since they're going to match it for us in the month of August.
Trish, you're out of my screen.
Oh. I bring this stool so I'll sit down, and then I don't sit down. That's bad. Just to give you an idea, our goal was $300 until we found out they would match $500. So now it's $500. That was the page you told me I needed to update, wasn't it? So even if, 5, 10, it'll all add up. And to give you an example of what it costs to operate, it's about $25 to print up the flyers, the snacks for the meetings, the safety gear for the protests that's not cheap. And we spend a considerable amount for our online tools, the website, we have our file server, all our text messaging that goes out, all that, they're all monthly fees. And so that all adds up for every month. So if you would, please consider making a donation, and it'll go further in August. Thank you. And of course, we have a handy dandy QR code there you can. Our next meeting is our Marietta meeting, September 5th, up at St. Luke's Episcopal up in Marietta. Bring a friend. Bring somebody with you. And we have a few signs. I didn't bring the whole box, so if we have a huge run on signs tonight, let me know, because I have a huge box of them at home. I'll be glad to get assigned to you.
Is the next meeting the second or the fifth?
Is it, well, this is the first Wednesday? Did I get the wrong date?
Pretty sure it's the second.
What's the first Wednesday? It's the second. Well, the second's right. I figured mine was wrong. This just.
Trish, the meeting review cards.
Oh! This is a new thing. This is a new feature, and we can thank Amanda for this. We, as an HR person, we always value feedback. This is an opportunity for you to give us feedback on this meeting, ideas, what you like best, what can we work on, what would you like to see us do in the future, ideas for topics, meeting information. This is near and dear to my heart. Do you want to be more involved? What would you like to do? We have all kinds of opportunities for all skills and talents, as much or as little as you can give. What teams you'd like to be involved with. So consider filling out the feedback card. And feedback is a gift, as we in HR always say. And hopefully most of you are all signed up to receive text alerts, so you get reminders. If you aren't, it's a real handy way to keep up with what's going on. And I'm meeting my goal of being done by 7:30, so we have time for people to have fun and look for Mitch. We have any? Oh yeah, okay. I messed up on the what we needed to do on the survey responses. Thank you for keeping me straight. I was just excited about looking for Mitch. Did I miss it? Can you pull it up? You can pull up the website. I don't have to look. Oh, I'm going to do the candidates in a minute.
Okay, cool.
Can you wait for
Yeah,
2
fine,
minutes?
yes.
I got to do that. I got to get this
That's
done.
fine.
You can here. Sit right here, Chris. Right. Sit right. You don't have to go all the way. Just sit right. Just sit right there. Yeah, because if I get distracted, we're going to do this.
I'm not going to argue that.
Okay. One of the things. Someone's going to tell me something. Is there a rule I need to? Okay.
I would just make sure that we thank everyone who bought school supplies.
Oh yeah.
And remind them if they forgot them, left them at home, there's still opportunities to get those gathered before the giveaway on the 15th. And I would talk to Kelly if you have any questions where they can be dropped off.
Everybody see Kelly? There she is. She has an official name tag. Could you pull up ACE? Okay, we have Indivisible endorses national candidates. And so what we wanted to make sure we could do was get an official endorsement for Ace Parsi. And I don't know how many of you have had a chance to read his response. He was the first one to respond. He got back in like 2 days. We had his response back. He's been here before. He's gone to, and he's been to Parkersburg, I don't know how many times. And we've all really, we all think a lot of him. So what we would like to do is officially vote to endorse him tonight, so that we can partner with the other Indivisibles in West Virginia and recommend him for a national endorsement.
He's running against Riley Moore.
Now, if you would rather support Riley Moore, you abstain from voting or vote, no. But what we would like to recommend from the election team is that we officially endorse him tonight from the body, and so that we can report that to the other Indivisibles as we try to get him endorsed nationally through the National Indivisible. So if I could, I would like to have a vote, a show of hands for those who support that. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Yes. I mean, we'll take an Ahia hand, okay? I mean,
There's some,
Oh, yeah.
some of us are out of staters and we have, although we endorse them, we don't have a dog in that fight. So we really can't say anything.
well, we have Ohio candidates. I mean, I would love to have had a response from Sherrod or Amy. We did not get one. And I'm not quite sure how we go about doing that. We're working on that. But, you know, we're working on that.
What about, hold on, Sheldon Brown?
You talking about for we're working on that, Judy. We're working on that. I mean, what we had hoped was that we would get responses back from folks, and so we could end up having a process. You know, so we're working on the Ohio ones. But we definitely wanted to get, because we do have a response from ACE, and he's eligible for the national endorsement, and we can work with the other indivisibles in West Virginia. We could make that happen, try to make that happen. So we needed that. We needed this step done tonight. So thank you all for that. Now, if there's anybody that I asked for against, okay, anybody against doing it? Not that we won't meet you after the meeting. I'm just kidding.
You have to say why on the microphone.
That's right. You have to come up front too, right? Thank you all for that. Thank you for reminding me, because I had already got distracted. And I moved off my bench. Okay. Okay, we always try to give the local candidates a chance if they're here to talk. We had one really anxious one.
I like to talk.
I know.
Hi everyone, I'm Christopher Jones. I'm running for West Virginia House in District 10, which is like the Williamstown, Waverly, Walker, Murphytown, Eaton areas. Want to say thank you all. Every time I come here, it seems like this crowd keeps getting bigger, which is fantastic, because bigger crowds like this do end up being support for the local candidates that come to these meetings. So we thank, by all the candidates here tonight, we thank you for showing up and standing out and just being there for us. I will say, on top of that, the only thing that the candidates struggle with locally right now is volunteers. We have trouble getting volunteers to help with stuff like even canvassing, phone calling, stuff like that. The biggest thing is coming up recently, we're going to be doing Will County Democrats is going to be a part of the parade. And any candidate that you might want to just walk with, all we're doing, a lot of people are going to be passing out informational flyers and just walking with the group in the parade. And, more hands that are doing that, just, is more spotlight on the candidates. So if you know anyone that, is able to volunteer at anything, please reach out to your local candidates, because that's kind of the biggest issue that most of us are facing right now. I mean, we're still kind of like getting into it really bad right now. We're 90 days out, so within the next month or so, we're going to be really flying into this, and we can use all the hands that we can get. But other than that, thank you all again for showing up and supporting all of us. We really appreciate it.
The parade, what time do they line up for the parade?
It's I have to check. I think it's the parade, I believe, is at, it conflicts with your guys' stuff, I believe. It's at 10 is whenever I think they start. I have to get with Jeff on that for sure, but I believe the arrangement was around 10 o'clock. We're going to start getting set up for that, so it'll conflict with, but.
They can probably join you en route.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah.
And do you have any more popsicles in the park scheduled?
Yeah, so actually I will have Popsicles in the Park for the remainder of this month. The only exception is this upcoming Sunday. I'll be out of town, so we have 2 more visits. And then also, again, for my campaign, I'm going to be doing a lot more events locally and in like Deer Walk and Waverly and Murphytown, so look for those as well. But yeah, I will be at Tomlinson Park every Sunday other than this upcoming one, for the rest of the month, handing out popsicles and just chit-chatting with anyone who wants to come chit-chat.
And we will hopefully, there'll be a hub of all this information available for you all to post on, hopefully, soon, very soon.
Correct. Thank you.
We got questionnaires from all these local people. I think we need to have a group endorsement of the local people that we got too. So then you can use that if you want to say that we endorsed you.
We could.
I think we need to do that. I think that's part of why we asked for those questionnaires, so we could stand behind these.
We could. I was just worried people hadn't had time to read them. But that's not a problem for me. I mean, it's up to the folks here. I mean, I don't mind doing that.
They've met Marley, they've met
Chris,
Christopher, they've met.
Daniel's
people
been
at
here.
our Other meetings.
Daniel's here.
Yeah, Daniel's here.
Yeah. Wait, Daniel.
I don't have a problem with doing that. But, you know, and if anybody has any questions, they could ask them. But, you know, and you can look on your phone if you want to, you're a fast reader.
It's on the website, right?
Yeah, it's on our website.
Trish, keep in mind that the individual only cannot do it with the organization. They have to be able, they can pass along to the candidates. They can't make a stance as an organization for all candidates. So make sure that's very clear. We can do it as like Trish saying, hey, I am saying this, but she can't do it under the representation of individuals.
Unless it's a national candidate.
Correct.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
you
know.
always say to you, and people will still listen.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we need maybe clarification on that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I think,
We can say we stand behind that endorsement, but it's the money aspect.
oh, for sure, we can't do that, but.
But we can endorse, we can say we are.
See what I'm
Daniel.
saying? Yeah. More to come.
Okay.
Next meeting, we'll get this clarified, and if we can do it next meeting, we'll do it next meeting. So I encourage you to get on here and look at all this wonderful information from these candidates. And you're,
Hi,
there you
Daniel,
go, Dan.
District 11. No, but I did kind of have like a spitball idea, since we have a lot of people in here that have definitely shown us support, and we're talking about endorsement as individuals. Maybe video compilations of people talking about why they would like to endorse us.
Ooh,
as
I like
individuals.
that. Like interviews. I like that. Good idea, Daniel. Excellent idea. This is why it's great when you have a group of people you can talk, you can get good ideas, that kind of thing. So more to come on candidate, and basically it's about voter education. We're trying to get information out about these people so people get to know them. People get to know them, and that's the hardest thing to break through in this information age. So this is, if you want to share this on your socials or share it with your friends so people can read about them, that we do, I'm sure they'd appreciate it, for sure.
There's a lot of very detailed answers to good questions about how the candidates feel about very important issues. So if you go and look on the website, you'll learn a lot about them because they give very detailed answers, and it's, information that we need to know.
And it's always good to realize who didn't bother to respond. So anyway, anybody have any questions or anything else for the good of the order before we start looking for Mitch?
I have a question.
Sure.
The postcards. Do you need anybody to write out addresses on the postcards? Because I would be happy to do that.
Lisa?
I think we're good. I have a few here to take home, but thank you very much. There's a possibility for another postcard campaign coming up in Ohio. We may ask the group to help with it. Thank you. Yeah.
It's back on the slide.
One thing I want to point out about the questionnaires that were sent out, they were sent out to all candidates, Republican, Democrat, and Independent. And I don't believe we got a single one back from a Republican.
No, we did get a couple of independents.
Right. But no.
From a high independence, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Betsy?
What's happening on the Washington DC march on the 28th?
They're organizing a march and buses to go. It's the Alan Sharpton's group, a couple of different groups. So it's like they've set the time, the date, and then they're getting more organizations involved.
Indivisible behind it?
I have not seen Indivisible being a sponsor yet. I've not seen Indivisible be, but that's sometimes you'll end up with, there's just so many different groups. But this looked like it was going to be a reputable big one. more so than some of them.
Is it for voting rights?
Yes, voting rights and
Repairing the reflecting pool.
it's all the volunteers.
It's a
All the
work party.
volunteers get to work on the reflecting.
It's a
pool.
work party.
Work party. That's good, Janice. That's good. That's good. Look, okay. So thank you all for coming out.
Where's Mitch? Has anybody found Mitch? Is he still alive?
Where is Mitch?
Where's Mitch?
Is tonight tonight's the night, right?
What?
Isn't tonight the night? Tonight's the night.
Oh,
Tonight's the night. This is the deadline tonight. Yeah. That's why we thought we'd know it's tonight, 5th. The deadline is, I think, today. If the deadline passes, then they don't get to do a special election. Yeah, if he doesn't see shit. Yeah, I think that the deadline is for the governor to call for a special election is passed at that point.
Meryl, have you found Mitch? Have you found Mitch?
Meryl! Did any of the other candidates want to say hi that were here?
I'm Marley Emmons-Setter. I'm running for House of Delegates in District 13, which is Lubeck, Blennerhassett, parts of Washington, and most of Southside Parkersburg. Really soon, like near the end of August, I'm going to be sending out information about some community canvassing events where you can come and we'll all learn how to do it together and go out and knock on doors. So if you are in District 13 and you're interested in helping, that is the best way right now. And all of that information will be posted on my website and my Facebook page, my website, and the new hub. Yeah. So my website is marley4westvirginia.com. Okay. The primary is over, so this is for the general. The general election is on November 3rd. So.
Daniel, did you want to say more? Or did you get to say anything?
Okay, yes, so my name, again, Daniel Miller. District 11 includes Vienna and a portion of North Parkersburg, which mostly expands north of Emerson and kind of follows along Rosemar as well. So we are currently doing a first wave of door knocking. This one is mostly targeting, Democrat households. I'm trying to get new volunteers who haven't been canvassing before. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Congratulations. So we're starting out with some Democrat households. So if you're kind of nervous or this would be your first time canvassing, this is a great way to kind of like work on the scripts, get to know some people, see who's going to be wanting some yard signs. And then as we progress, we're going to be hitting a lot more of like independent voters. So if at any point anyone is interested on taking maybe just a neighborhood and just talking to people, showing up at houses, be happy to have
Do we
you.
have a count of how many people were here tonight? I don't have one. I'm going to say at least 3 of them.
I'm not running for anything, but I'm just begging you to take the yard signs. When we ordered them, we sent around a paper and had everyone sign up if they were interested. So we ordered a bunch of them. So we have a bunch of them. It's a great way to get our name out there in the community. So put it in your yard. If you know a Dem neighbor, ask them if you could put it in their yard. If there's a Democratic business that you know of, ask if you can put it there. But please help us utilize the yard signs. That's all. Some are back here. There's some up here, some are back here. And we have the metal stakes as well.
Did you get the one that just walked in?
I counted.
Okay, and there was 4, I think, that's left early. Okay, so like 40? That's great. Oh yeah, with the weather, I didn't know what to expect. Oh, show everybody Mitch.
Oh, everybody needs to look at Mitch.
Yeah,
I had
where
no
was he?
idea we had an artist in residence.
Yeah, where was he? Huh?
I don't know who's all online. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming.
So for that protest in DC, how much are we?
Hey Trish, how much are we getting paid to go to the protest in DC?
How much are we getting paid?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I'm sure Soros will get his checkbook out.
How much are they paying?
Mary Kay Wells found Mitch.
Everybody needs to look at Mitch's. I think that's just genius. I didn't know it. You said that too.
Someone had mentioned doing a Mitch bag under the table.
It did, yeah. And she forgot him at home, and so you got everybody to look. How you doing?
What do you make?
Another koozie.
Oh, shoot.
All right, we're getting off here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
There's not a lot that we
Yeah, we went.